we always want to welcome Jim Cook to our set, and we only have 5 more months with him before his term expires. So Third Laguna Hills Mutual is, it's time for an update. Thanks for coming in, Jim.
You're welcome.
And you guys have you're on the committee on this broadband bulk billing committee, and you've been doing a lot of work on this. So tell us about what this is and what it means for residents.
Well, basically we have bulk billing, and what that does is it really cuts down what we have to pay. Mm-hmm. We don't know why the FCC has gone this direction, and
they have a proposal to ban bulk billing, basically.
Right.
The FCC is considering this.
And basically, they've always been much more pro-consumer, mm-hmm. and this is really kind of an anti-consumer. What it could do is it could actually increase our fees by triple.
Okay.
And so this year was $4.5 million, mm-hmm. so you're looking at $13.5 million. So we really, really, really want to encourage mm-hmm. all the residents of the village. This doesn't just apply to Third, it applies to the whole village, to contact their representatives and just to make them understand that if you call, it counts like 1 vote. If you email, it counts like 10 votes. But if you actually send a letter, even if it's a letter that's been produced by someone, it counts like 100 votes.
Right, so that's the way they think in terms of the constituencies,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, it carries much more weight. And so we have all these places where you can contact. If you refer to last week's What's Up in the Village, you can get links to make it easier to contact your representatives. Makes it much easier to do. Also, Mark Laws, probably in his next email, is going to put the actual email addresses, because people have been asking for those.
Okay.
But we need to go beyond just the Congresswoman Kim and Senator Padilla. If you go to the next slide,
sure.
We really need to hit the FCC commissioners, the House subcommittee, and the Senate subcommittee, because they are the ones who actually deal with the FCC commissioners. Mm-hmm. And these commissioners are appointed by someone, and if it ruffles the feathers of the people that appointed them, they say, hey, maybe you should rethink this, because really the people that really vote in the senior communities that are going to be extremely affected by this, those are your constituents that you don't want to upset in an election year.
Yes, exactly. Yes, we'll hit them from all angles. Write a letter, send an email, and make a phone call.
That's it. That's it. Hit them every way you can.
That's terrific. All right, so we understand that it is a big deal, and costs will go through the roof for folks to be able to use that stuff if that change doesn't come. It should stay as it is.
If they make the change, happens,
right.
Yeah.
If the new rule goes into effect, it's going to be a problem for folks in terms of their access and the costs, right?
Right.
Okay. Asbestos abatement process. You guys have been soliciting. We've been soliciting residents for advice and ideas and questions and information.
Yeah, what's happened is we originally were going to have a meeting with AQMD, mm-hmm. but somehow AQMD backed out of it. I don't know if they didn't want to get the stones thrown at them while they were here. But we're at a stricter type of arrangement with asbestos, because the state of California, where you live in a multifamily unit like we do, condominiums, the rules are much more strict than a single family home.
Right.
And so there's a lot of things about that make it very expensive for anybody when they want to do alterations. So we're encouraging people to send in their questions, send in their feedback. I'm still not sure if AQMD is going to show up, mm-hmm. but at least the city and the village people will be there. And if you look at the screen in front of you, you can if you email it to alterations@vmsinc.org, you got to get it in by Monday. That's only 3 days away. Include asbestos in the subject line and ask your questions or give your feedback, because that's what we want to work with, mm-hmm. to be able to, if AQMD shows up,
right.
but hopefully the city can answer some of these questions. Mm-hmm. And again, it's the state that's mandating this. It's the city that is enforcing it. And we have stepped away from it at the village and pushed it back to the city, where the responsibility really lies.
Yeah, and you're not an enforcement arm in the first place. You oversee these things, you make the rules, but they also have to comply with what the city and the state is going to require folks, right?
Yes, and I've actually talked to a contractor the other day and said, hey, am I helping to improve things with alterations? Mm-hmm. And he says, what's really helped is all the asbestos going just to the city because you only have to deal with it once.
Okay, yeah. So hopefully we'll get some more streamlined. Hopefully you guys some answers on that. We have these fun community tour experiences going on in video. Used to have docents, and now we have this change that's come along.
Right, and so what you really need to say is this community tour experience is the old docent tour, but it's done on video in about a 20-minute presentation. It's done very well, and not only for the new people coming in, not only for marketing, but also for the old-time residents. Take a look at it and remind yourself what's here for you to be able to participate in, what all is inclusive within the community.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes people just don't get out and about enough. I remember a silly example, but I was at a resort once, and I didn't realize they had a whole other section that we hadn't even visited, like for the whole week. Like, where has this been? You know, because we just kind of stayed in our little area. So I think that kind of can happen with folks, right?
And that happens with the people here, where they say, "What do you mean we have a restaurant?
Right.
We have Restaurant 19. Oh, I didn't know we had a restaurant."
Right.
You know, it's kind of funny that people who've lived here a long time don't realize everything that's here. When people first get here, they seem to pay attention a little bit more, but then they forget. So all it is on the home page, see where it says Community Tour Experience there in purple. All you have to do is click on that, and you get this 20-minute video showing you the whole village, and it's very representative of what's here. You can also go to, again, I refer to Mark Law's emails, because he puts a lot of information out, does a lot of stuff that helps. And so if you go to his email for April 23rd, you can click the link on there that says Connection and Pathways. And I don't know if I can hold this up somehow where somebody can see it. But
I don't know if anybody can see that, but it's a lot of good info on there.
There's a Connection and Pathways, and it gives you a lot of information. And you can pick one of these up at the community center in the racks, but you can also click on the link on Mark's email.
Yeah, if you have the digital version of that, you can click on the links there and find that yourself.
And then you could print it up yourself, put it on your refrigerator. It gives you some information.
Yeah.
By the same token, if you want to get to this community tour experience, that link is also on Mark's last week's email, and you just click on that. So we're trying to make things much, much easier to get to the information, so that you'll know what's going on in the village.
Take a tour right from the comfort of your own home, and then get out there and check out some things maybe you've never checked out before. Good ideas. VMS is looking for representatives from the 3rd.
Yes. We've had 2 people that have left for personal reasons. One's actually moving out of the country, so it's kind of hard to commute from there. Anyway, the term, one term will end in December of 2024. The second term ends in the December of 2025. And so these are just partial terms. And then after those terms end, then there'll be people to be reelected by the board. The board is who elects their people to represent. There's 9 people on the VMS board, 3 from 3rd, 3 from United, and 3 from GRF. So right now we're down to 1.
Okay.
And so what you need to do is you pick up an application packet starting May 3rd, Friday, May 3rd, which is next week. And you'll be able to pick those up until Wednesday, May 22nd. They have to be in. They have to be hand delivered. Emails are not accepted.
Okay.
And you just go to the community center at the concierge down there, and the corporate secretary will come down to provide the application.
Okay.
The interview of candidates and selection of the VMS board members will be on Friday, May 31st, 10 a.m. to noon, and that'll be in the community center boardroom. It'll be the 11 members of the 3rd board of directors that will elect our representatives of VMS.
And what are folks getting themselves into if they want to explore this opportunity? What do you do on the VMS board as a member of 3rd?
Okay. Well, they don't necessarily have to be a member of 3rd, but generally we do appoint someone from 3rd. The VMS is governed by a 9-member volunteer board. I already explained that.
Sure.
Services provided define a written management agreement with each of its 3 members. And the 3 members of the management agreement are Third, United, and GRF. All directors have to be resident owners, and they can't serve on any other village board at the same time they're serving on VMS. The VMS board actually appoints the CEO general manager, and the general manager oversees 800 employees approximately.
Right.
Finance, maintenance, construction, general services, broadband, landscaping, recreation. And so they're much a policy-making entity, just like Third. You know, they, have to really push forward. What we're looking for in Third is people with business background, management background. But sometimes it comes down, beggars can't be choosers.
Right.
Sometimes we just have to get a warm body.
Because it is the VMS part of the board is really the services that VMS is providing. So you're looking at vendors, you're looking at the maintenance, you're looking at a lot of things that are business oriented, right?
Yes. So they're not down in the nuts and the bolts, but they're in the overseeing the people that are handling the nuts and the bolts.
Right.
And they're overseeing them through the CEO. But again, it's some time, but I don't think it's anywhere near the amount of time it is to be a member of a board of directors of one of the mutuals. And again, people that are coming in, we want to encourage some of the younger people coming in here. They come in, maybe they're 55, they're already retired, they're out of business. Maybe they can get a little bit bored and want to do something.
That is the thing. It's like, I just don't know what to do with myself. I used to get 50 emails a day, and now I'm down to 2.
So a lot of times it's a matter of you actually can keep yourself healthy and brain healthy by participating and functioning. And it's not all day, every day, but it's something that gives you a reason to get up in the morning.
There you go. All right. Last 30 seconds or so, give me the pitch that you would tell somebody why they should serve on one of the boards.
You should serve on the boards because you as a board member help to control what the costs are. You help to control the quality of life here. You help to enforce the rules that make it better for everyone. You have to consider that in Third, 67% of our legal fees go to deal with less than 1% of our population. And so we want to make sure that we make people educated as to what the rules are, because otherwise it just makes it havoc to have to raise your fees, your monthly fees.
To deal with those things.
Deal with that type of stuff.
All right, Jim Cook, Third Laguna Hills United Mutual, whatever it might be.
Third Laguna Hills Mutual.
So many words. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate it.
Okay, thank you.
Sports Corner's next. Stay with us.